Welcome back, lady lads and gentle lads, to another stream of Disco Elysium, where we continue the adventure of the human disaster who we know only so far as HDB. We have we've taken down the body of the person who was hanging in a tree for about a week. And it is now time for us to continue to figure out what the hell is going on in this world. Hello there, Chestnut. Welcome to the stream. Right. So, what are the things I have to do? Wait, didn't we already run the serial number? Oh, call Alice back in a day. Right, that's what we need to do. Ask him to tell you about the case.
Yes?
Hello there, AWL. May Gavanen. To you, too. Right. Tell me about the case again.
Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate.
Yeah, so... Nice hello there. Hello back to you, Chestnut. Chat is slowly winding itself into position. Slowly.
During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings.
Unfortunate.
The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Does it say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth. They didn't identify themselves in any way.
I am wounded.
Using a device of some
well,
sort.
hello there, Earthman. Welcome to the stream.
Neither the caller's age nor
Why
sex.
are you wounded? Why are you wounded? Why are you running? The story of HDB's life. Why are you running?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
What's the RCM?
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
Of course they call themselves the militia. Man, it's like... it brings to mind so many stories that my father regaled me with of his time under the communist Polish regime.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and
Wound.
are part
Okay.
of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
So, why are you wound? Also, Lolbit? Nice. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to see you. So, why are you wound? And I still prefer my version better. Why are you wound?
That's right.
There we go. I have all I need for now. You seem to be following me. Should we just ask him? Yeah, let's just ask him.
Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean distinctive? Oh, he's talking about my drunken
I hope you
gait.
don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the
Ooh,
57th,
collegial.
we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How? The Jamrock Shuffle. Okay, so it's not even I'm drunk. It's just based off of which part of the city I live in. There's like some sort of subcultural
They
thing.
say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but containers contain things. Shiny things. There.
That's racist. I don't prioritize containers. What? What is this line? Okay.
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Okay, very good. God bless militias, they never have their own ideas and agendas. Yep, never at all whatsoever. They work purely out of metaphysical, objective interest. Always, absolutely, 100% without a doubt. Oh, no, I wasn't saying, winding down. That's not what I was saying. Wasn't I saying winding in? Or winding up? I don't know. Or was I trying to say, like, oh, they're coming on down to watch the stream? Look. Forget the words of the me of the past. Just focus on the words of the me of tomorrow. And the present. Speaking of, anyone care about St. Pat's tomorrow? Wait, wasn't St. Pat's 2 days ago? I actually need to look this up. March 17th? I guess I was misreading a calendar. Okay, hold on a second. Did I accidentally nuke the stream? I hope I didn't nuke the stream. By shutting that down. Hello there, Maury. Okay, it looks like the stream is still up. Right? Because I accidentally closed down the live streaming tab for YouTube and, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Maury, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you around. After all, this is the game you kept badgering me to play. Well, among the many RPGs you kept badgering me to play. What am I doing right now? Oh, crap. Hotkeys. But no, make them spin. Make them spin. Okay, that was too much fun. Okay, very good. So it didn't actually shut down the stream. That's nice. And on the note of St. Patty's, well, I still have an entire bottle of port I could potentially dip into. Although tomorrow I won't be streaming. Tomorrow is Hearts of Iron Day with some friends of mine. That's what I've set aside Thursdays for. Maury is late and thus will be sent to the firing lines. Poor Maury. Alas, poor Maury. We knew him well. And welcome, Robert Marks. Question. Why are you in deep physical pain? The workout, legs still sore, and I had work today, so it just sucked. Ugh. Fair enough. Keep at it, though. The pain does go away. Just stick with it for... the way I did it is I spent like a solid 2 weeks, on my gym membership, just going to the gym and doing push-ups and squats. Just for an hour. That and also, a bit of treadmill work, although I just don't have the stamina for treadmill. Mhm. But yeah, just keep at it. After, like, light exercises in the beginning, and you'll break right into a good rhythm. I guess we're talking to Kuno about where that armor is. Hello there, unkindly. Unkindly 7 STDs. Wump wump. Kuno's little shit show. Oh, you conny little... I don't know, bodger. Well, let's talk to this shithead.
Does Kuno care?
Who is Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno pig?
Delightful.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly, the kid's using the third person
Thoughts on music of the game so
perspective
far?
as a shield.
It's nice, it's chill. Not my tempo. I mean, thematically it fits. I don't mind it. It has its nice tones. Like, it sort of really helps the atmosphere, but, you know.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, pigonaut.
Pigonaut. Wow.
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it?
A ladder, ever climb it?
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed.
Unclimbable,
Does
then.
Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
Kuno's got to stop with this Kuno shit.
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook.
Why? Okay.
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
It's in the greenhouse
Oh, no.
over there.
Kiptas gardener used to work there.
Kiptas.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of Ilmara. Not so much anymore.
Let me try to take a stab at what I think the pronunciation of this was supposed to be. Or... Never mind, I was misreading it a bit too, because dyslexia or something, but Areopagite? Or Areopagite? I don't know.
Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Fair enough, Kuno, we get you. It ain't workout tunes. I mean, no, it ain't workout tunes. It also ain't the sort of stuff that you can just put on repeat while you're at work. Although instead of doing that today, instead of listening to music, I just had my earbuds in for like 2 or 3 hours, listening to the white noise of my noise canceling, because I was just like, okay, cool, I've got this area to paint, and then I've got to do this section, and I've got to do this section, and in this 3-hour burst of work, I just completely forgot to turn on any tunes. Also, I'm feeling fucking exhausted. So, very good.
Her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway?
What kind of gardening is done in a
gardening is done in March?
It's a greenhouse, you daft logic cunt. What? It's a greenhouse. It lets you use it pretty much any time of the year if it's properly insulated and heated. Although, let's assume that it's like a small backyard greenhouse, which means that you still need it to be like early spring before you can actually use it proper. So, no snow.
Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Maybe she was preparing the garden beds.
I should ask her about that, why not?
Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that. suspicious.
Fair enough. I was wondering about that trash
Don't
container.
be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Why the fuck are you telling this shit to Kuno? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno.
That shit is beneath Kuno. Okay. Have I met electrochemistry? I think so? I don't remember. It's been a week since I've played this game after all. I was in the groove without the grooves. Oh no, it wasn't fucking groove. It was 100% hustle. Just that good old Sigma Trades grind set. What color paint was it today? Actually, it was an off-white color. Believe it or fucking not. But because of the amount of black tint that it went into it, it ended up looking very blue once you painted it onto the walls. Like, this sort of... like an Arctic sort of bluish white. It was I can go into, ooh, that's, Push's glasses up nose. That's metamerism, actually, but no, I'm not going to go into that. I mean, okay, yes, technically March is the beginning of spring. However, it's like late March that's the beginning of spring, not early March. Because we're like talking, we want to pass the equinox in order to get into spring proper.
Listen! Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
500.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Made in Mirova by scientists. Pants scientists.
Pants scientists, guys. Here in the socialist future of, wherever this place is, yeah, you don't have factory workers making pants. You have scientists engineering pants, artisanally crafting them with their blood, sweat, tears, and maybe even boogers that were pulled out of their fucking nose.
Believe it, you need this shit.
They are graphite black and look brand new. Well. So, the original idea for what the name of... No Truce with Furies. What? I don't know what I'm tempted to do with the main character
These could
quite yet.
drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Savoir-Faire.
Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready.
Uh-huh.
They will also make you into an idiot.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that you took away. Now you want
Why do
performance
they
gear or not, Grandpa?
bleep out the word faggot? Why is it that one? That was like, oh no, we won't go that far. Ugh.
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
Alright, Pickle. Shit's rolling.
Don't do business with the pig, Kuno. He's gonna steal all your money, Kuno.
Oh
As you
no.
can see, Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust.
There's more to his distrust than being a pig. He feels threatened by something obscure in you. What that is, however, remains a puzzle for now.
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind. Lazy
Roofing
pigs.
gimps.
He's hiding something.
Pig, if Kuno was hiding something, it would be hidden.
But it is not hidden, is it, sire? You picked up on it. You should examine the pile of roofing material again.
Should I, though?
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Buddy.
Shitload pig. What?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like,
Is it? Okay. I guess it is. Fabrique Armalite Nationale. Has anyone played Hades before? No, from that studio the only game I played was Bastion, and I have purchased all of their games since, mostly for the soundtracks, because they just do good OSTs each time. And, I mean, the games also tend to be pretty inventive. Oh no, I also played Transistor. I did play that one. Censored it for the rule of funny. Yeah, I bet. No. Given what I know about the studio, I am inclined to believe that, no, they didn't do it because of the rule of funny. They did it for the rule of social justice.
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. That fucking had one thing majorly wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
A mutant?
Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
I mean,
Kuno
through it.
tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno. Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno
Okay,
doesn't give
say
a
it
shit
again,
about
bud. Say it
material
one
shit.
more time. Say
Kuno's a
say
fucking monk.
it doesn't mean shit to you ever again. Tell me again that it means nothing to you. Christ alive, kid.
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gates.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit. Came around pretending like he cares about cows. So yeah,
what?
he's the one you want to
Okay.
talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gate. Ask him yourself.
Okay.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
And you're telling this to me out of the kindness of
Yeah,
your heart.
Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
I mean, okay, that one's a bit of a zinger. Props to them on that one.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
Do you know how it got
Probably
up there?
climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez.
Did the time
Kuno
of day
wasn't
just
in
change?
Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Oh no, he went to Cyberpunk 2077.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
He says pulp science fiction novel. It's more pulp science fiction role-playing game, but I digress. From the looks of it, Robert, I'd say that Hades is probably a good pickup, even before Mori answers. Like, it's a roguelike. It's going to have multiple stages of combat. You're going through what are functionally rooms, or in some cases literally rooms, in order to get to the final boss of a certain stage. Trying to place his accent. Any Brit here to help? Here, let's think about this. Liverpool. When in doubt, Liverpool. He asks why record that line in the first place. Probably because they thought they could, and then they had to backtrack it in order due to whatever backlash that they got. That's going to be my generous assumption. Not nasally enough. Okay. Not nasally enough to be Liverpool. Also, what is the chat delay? It's ultra low latency. Okay.
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Probably climbed. You ain't
No.
I don't mess up.
There is no...
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You wanna know where Kuno was? You wanna know?
Oh, don't tell him that.
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's city. Night City. Rage City. The City of Rage. That's it. And it's not lame.
Oh, well done.
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno's city, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
Chavside, London.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment. If it's important, it'll come up later. Focus on the case.
Kuno's fuck gimp. Kuno uses the fuck gimp for target practice.
Uh-huh, okay.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone.
Uh-huh, okay.
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
James, welcome to the stream, first of all. Nice to see you back. I don't think so. Because you never get involved in direct combat. All of your skill checks are going to be dialogue-based and psyche-based. Here's your physical health. Here's your mental health. Mental health, not doing so great. I'm down to 1 HP. I need to take a nap or something.
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing. This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here.
Obstruction of shit sniffing.
You hear
Nice.
the lieutenant hum.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to...
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Okay. What? Fine.
You're testing Kuno's
Get lost.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Delightful. So, how did this progress things? It may take a while to find out who has access to the whirling trash. Gotcha. Ask about garden and merch. Buy found pants from Kuno. I suppose, and what was it, Tab? Yeah, Tab exposes things to us.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because it's nice and orderly, well-laid rhythmic pattern, calms your mind.
Alright, cool. We failed the check again. Yikes, dude. Yikes. I would prefer if you lead everyone into their deaths in this game. Well, yeah, okay. Look. I prefer to play in uncringe ways for my first time through. And then, honestly, I probably am not going to do a time number 2 of this game. You can become an art cop. Okay.
Hello again, officer. Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
Squint eyes, look at her intently.
Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see?
Entrance
That's
to yard?
right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you.
Uh-huh. Noted, but I'll keep it to
Glad
myself.
to have been of service. Now you know the locals are keeping tabs on you.
Uh-huh. Delightful. So, we've discovered new things about ourselves. Chiefly that we are being, kept track of. Find out who is in the Union box. Interview the Union boss. Interview the Wild Pines rep. Track down badge. Pay for damages. I think I owe something like 60 real. How much do I have? 467, I think, is the word. I guess we're becoming Hobocop. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. And we're gonna go dumpster diving. Oh my god, you can legit just pick up unmarked bottles off the ground. This is great. This is excellent. Kim, you're in the way of my, trash collection efforts, and I'd appreciate if you would, fuck off, thank you. An eye in every shadow. Damn right. Any reason why I have SPD? SPD? Ah, yes. Schizoaffective personality disorder, gotcha. Or something along those lines, anyway. There's a bit more to it than just that. Look, embracing oblivion to avoid pain is, well, it's a thing you can do. I'm not sure to what degree it's actually worthwhile to do, but, you know, you can do it. You can try to be Superstar Cop. I think I'll pass. Shines like it was recently painted. The docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Gilles 33A. Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. Hey, there's a guy on the boat. We can talk to people in boats.
Leans against the cabin top
Okay, it's a woman.
of a sailing
I thought that was a dude for a moment.
smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets.
Damn, I'm already out of
A
beer.
silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L.
Excellent.
Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Dayton, my maiden name.
Very good. Shake her
Glad
hand.
to see you here.
Like steel, there is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was
Kinky.
dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That
Phenomenal.
is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Ah, delightful. Thank you, Kim.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group.
You're on a boat. You went with low int high psych route, confident and sociable, but dumb as all hell. Unfortunate. I decided to just go for the preset intelligence route. Didn't want to do any thinking.
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
Okay.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
So what do they
The
do?
Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things.
You know, this... Everyone pronounces it freight. For some reason, I pronounce it fright. It's not a freighter, it's a frighter. I don't know. It catches me off guard whenever I see or hear people calling it freight. It's not a use I word, or it's not a use I word. Thank you, Lizard Brain. Seems you're acting up on my end too. It's not a word I use very often.
And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
Missed a lot of things you picked up on.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by
I
the
went
king.
intelligence and
the
encyclopedia
suzerain
specialty
himself.
specifically because, like, you
Centuries
know, it's
ago,
going to be a lore-heavy
the king
game, so...
is long gone,
yeah.
but several of the Indo-tribes remain. Saint-Baptiste, LUM, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
Why, thank you.
She does not register the real meaning of the remark. Was there a real meaning? Was there an additional meaning? How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. $20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, Interest payments.
Of course, of course.
A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Okay, I think we can
She
let this
nods.
conversation chain die.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about trade secrets?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
You okay? Given her English accent and that she's going really heavily into the RPA, I would assume she would have said Clark as opposed to clerk, because she did like okay, she dropped the R, but anyway, she said clerk as opposed to clock. So
And how are the talks going?
interesting.
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
How do you pronounce 8? Well, okay, 8 I pronounce as 8 because, you know, that's the way everyone fucking pronounces it, and it's a use you word commonly. Brain, you did the thing again. The exact same mistake. How could you do this to me, Brain? Now I look like a fool.
Wait, she just admitted that the
All right,
lynching
Robert,
and the
good
strike
night.
are connected.
Shame to see you go.
Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Racist behemoth.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
So the strike is connected to the lynching.
Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
Don't sweat you it. Thank me to the you, him, me to the you. Anyway.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
Oh, she's
But
trying
the
to build
strike
rapport.
began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
Yeah,
This isn't
interesting.
the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan.
Wow,
This time
how
their demands
generous.
are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
What are their
There are
demands?
leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Oh boy.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Over-aggressive commie posturing. I mean...
In its defense,
Let's be
another
demure.
said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
What does that even mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Yeah. No.
Just so you understand,
Doesn't work
this
like
is
that.
but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Shooting in the strike sounds like the path of least resistance here.
Excuse me.
With
From
what gun?
whom
I don't
did
have a
you
gun,
hear
remember?
about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Ha 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 ha. Mañana.
This checks out. No, wait. The chief negotiator heard it from a man at the gates. Surely the Wild Pines group has more effective channels of information. After all, 2,200 people are on strike. This is a big deal for them.
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay, then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
What about this Union boss?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
James, why are you playing Dota 2? Why?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Okay, that's strong.
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
Sound like you're about to take a rapier to him.
Oh, heavens no. We get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably
Apparently.
nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Funny.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
Yep, that sounds like unions. God knows that sounds like unions.
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Rip.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
She is a curious and talkative person. Oh, so this is her way of messaging. She's going to pass on to our higher-ups what they think of what she thinks of us.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
Need the union version of the
I'm
big
glad you
stick.
asked.
Uh-huh, sure.
There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Yeah, that's not suspicious.
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence, Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the union's files.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help?
What can you
Quite
tell
a
me
few
about the lynching?
things,
We're
I'm
just going to go
afraid.
through one by one. Also, I hope me chewing on the dates I have in a bowl is not actually getting picked up by the microphone.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Uh-oh.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Thank you, Katsuragi. What a fucking
How
hero.
curious. Why is that, Detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
Why are we supposed to be so candid with this? Can't we just lie through our teeth about it? Okay, fuck it. Let's just go full
Oh,
honesty.
dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
Well, maybe honesty is the best policy in situations like this.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
I mean... Boxcars!
Feelings will
No.
guide the way.
No.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
Officer,
Okay, that was, worrisome.
you know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Somehow.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible.
Oh no, I'm supposed to resolve a problem all of a
The
sudden.
Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must
One
not
hand
come
washes
as a
the
complete
other.
surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
Delightful.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Hello there, Shadow. Thank you for stopping in and hoping that everything is well. Indeed it is. Game's starting to, I think, come into its own. He says having stared at a boat for the past 35 minutes? I don't know.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to adapt. She's a professional, after all. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it.
I mean, it's true.
What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
Good stuff, Kitsuragi. Fucking ace. In fact, he probably is an ace. Literally. An aerial combat ace. Given what we know about his, prior high-fiving efforts.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
You're on a boat! Why is this here? I mean, I probably know where this is going to be headed. It's like, well, I couldn't very well waltz through the fucking mob that was boarding all the way over to the wherever the hell.
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Uh-huh. You seem rich. Can I have some money? You're on a boat.
Why,
I have
yes,
to click
am.
it.
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
Man, doing business off of a fucking racing sloop, okay.
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
What?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I don't know if he's actually being sarcastic or legitimate.
Good. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B
Message
to smuggle raw
redacted. What did
ingredients
Maury
from the
write?
Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Okay,
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Maybe you should. Or don't.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
Of course they do.
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrart and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
This
The
is true.
handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable.
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about.
Also, hi there,
Some of
Chad.
them
Welcome
might
to
be
the stream.
waiting for a
How you doing?
crucial shipment.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer.
That is an
I'll be
interesting
explicit. If you
thing.
find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Okay, thank you for,
Uncovering Union
you know.
secrets could
Great.
also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
We did. On more than one occasion.
Did you know?
Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM.
Nice deflection.
No one's
Well
been
done,
able to
Kitsuragi.
find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries.
Sneaky,
However-
devious even.
This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
Womp womp.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kitsuragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
Proof of
How do you
Union's
think they're
involvement.
financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
Yeah, true.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
Well, guess we're gonna have to butter a driver up.
The two might even be connected.
Shocker.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done. Yes? Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Can I have some money? No.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
The only reason why I ran into her is because I was picking up bottles. Can we actually talk to this interesting weirdo up top?
Look at me when I'm talking to you. The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
Oh god, this is the worst voice acting so far.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Let's start with blood type and go from there.
Go where? Accosting a minor?
Listen to your partner, pig man. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
A brush, an artist. The red splatter is urban expressionism.
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit.
Graffitio, okay.
I haven't really started
Jeez.
yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti?
An
When
artist.
faced with a blank wall,
I know, right?
most people write
Like,
unimaginative
damn, look at the
stuff,
eyeshadow, though.
Like,
Like,
pigs
it's
go home,
thick.
and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so... This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know.
God, I
summon the
hate
forces
the pacing of
crime
her
and
voice.
social chaos with a wall-sized invitation. Yeah?
Actually, don't have an opinion, I
Lying is
lied.
cool, I guess.
She absent-mindedly paints a red streak on her left cheek. Okay, phenomenal.
The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ossa is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from
Hello there,
the
Cold
shore.
Spirit. Welcome
Its
to the
moneyed
stream.
residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Aw. Well, ain't that just cute? Yeah. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's... There's reasons. Mostly, you know, if I wanted to turn this into a proper hustle, I could have no doubt done some work on studying the algorithm and everything, but it's... To do what? Is the major question. Because becoming a video gaming YouTuber and trying to get some sort of weird meteoric rise to success is just not it's not possible without becoming a massive sellout. And playing stuff like Fortnite all the time and just everything that is the consumer craze at the moment. And a lot of that stuff just seriously does not interest me, so okay, that's sort of stricken from the list, and there's no way to get a massive rise in subscriber and viewer count based off of doing video game YouTube for me, because it's just not the sort of content I do. Additionally, I've been doing streaming a lot more instead of videos, and videos have a better subscribe ratio overall. Streams are better for boosting watch time. Like, here's the, things you can hear for free. Yeah, streams, it's going to be people who are willing to watch you anyway. And it's going to be a small crowd at first. It also doesn't help that I'm streaming to YouTube instead of Twitch, but on Twitch you just get buried. But, no matter. It's the way it is. I'm happy with the way things have gone. Could it have gone better? Should I probably be putting more work into it? Yeah, probably. But you didn't hear that from me. Either way, let's carry on.
On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world. Have you got a crush on her? Aching
Why are
for an
people here so
opportunity to
fucking
defend her
insufferable?
honor?
And Twitch is also Twitch. That is true.
I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
So far, I haven't
Actually,
run into any.
There is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. Watch your
Jesus.
back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Uh-huh.
Aces high.
Oh, hello. You've completed.
For the rest of the world, the Aces High is just a cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades, and those cargo pants could store tools for hotfixing your aerostatic. Maybe you should ask him about this.
What bonuses? Uh-huh. Okay. Alright, interesting. Joyce's info. The Jam Mystery. The Jam Mystery sounds like something you'd see in Alice in Wonderland, and it's... someone's been stealing the the Red Queen's jam and using it to paint the lilies or roses red. And she's really cross about that because they weren't using the high lead content oil paint in order to paint the roses red. Well, I do too, Cold Spirit. The thought is nice and I do appreciate it. Yep, thought and shill land, that is Twitch. Haven't heard that since Army of Two. Adorable. Indeed. Huh. Okay. Yep.
Yes?
Okay. I mean, I don't know what this does for me.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked.
For now, whatever. Let's just leave. Ooh, bottle on the ground. Yes. My hobo senses are tingling. Ooh, hobo senses tell me to go here.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to...
Apparently, she doesn't like logic error. She is not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
Are you sleeping right now?
Don't get fucking clever with me, Pig. You think you're so clever.
Phenomenal. She's a gem. Truly hilarious. Okay, I can't really do anything about that.
Yeah, what's that noise down there?
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Cool.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
It's the voice of someone who has something to hide, my liege.
Thank you, drama. I'm on that. I picked up on that. Have I ever thought of playing horror games? I did, actually, on Halloween play Colat on stream. Which was... I wasn't expecting to complete the game, honestly, because the first time I played it, just doing it solo, I was like, you know what, nope. Too many heart attacks, I'm done with this. And then somehow I was able to breeze through it on stream in a couple of hours. And no, I don't like that type of game type. And I think Markiplier can keep his stranglehold on Five Nights at Freddy's gaming. He's welcome to it. I mean, just look at where it got him. He's doing Smash or Pass on Pokemon. Like the entire catalog, too. Have I looked into Battle Brothers? Yes, I apparently purchased it a couple months ago. I just haven't arsed myself to actually try it. If anything, I'll try it on stream on Monday, this coming Monday, unless, you know, like this past Monday, work happens to come out of nowhere and surprise me, although that doesn't seem to be lining up on the horizon, so we'll assume it's not going to. Too late, young man. Troubles find you. It's high noon.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Name.
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Uh-huh.
That's definitely not his real name.
No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice? I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you. It was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinez standards.
The new DLC was free, so nice. Yeah, I did notice that. Did I actually end up purchasing the rest of the DLC? I don't think I did.
What
Whatever.
were you doing last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
Did you?
No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
I feel like people like simp games and games where they feel victimized to practice for suing people IRL. I mean, there's a Polish phrase for this. An idiom, if you will. I don't know how to translate it. But yeah, it doesn't take a whole leap of mental effort in order to figure out certain tastes and certain inclinations and how the two are linked.
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He's an actor declaiming a soliloquy. See how you hang on his every word.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It
A
was my Sunday
male
friend.
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Boxcars!
Time to bring out your secret charm.
Not even.
Tears and begging. Show him your emotional side. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog.
No, for God's sake, I don't want you to cry. Listen, I really have to go. Good luck with the investigation.
Well then. Find a way inside the large apartment building. Okay.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case.
Uh-huh.
There has to be a way of getting inside the building.
But,
Let's
buddy,
go check out
yeah.
the door near the pier
I
again.
understood,
Once we found a
Arthman.
way,
Thank
we
you
can
for
ask around
clarifying.
his apartment.
Well, I do my best. And besides, I haven't been thrown, haven't caught enough of a whiff of that green in order to start compromising principles. Ill-founded or not. We'll see. Throw enough of a wad of cash at me and I might... There is a price at which every man on this planet is willing to say that he is being sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. There is a price. And everyone has their own price. The question is, for each of those individuals, what is that price? Tree fitty. Maybe even. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything. I can talk to a coat. Or not. I'm looking for bottles. Bottles, where are you? Here, bottles. Here, boy. Start your spiritual movement, please. I don't know, man. It's just my spiritual sort of movement. I just sort of vibe with the streets. I see a bottle, I pick up a bottle, I put it in the bag. I see another bottle, I pick up another bottle, and I put it in the bag. Hey, you there. Ask me again. What do I do on the streets? What do I do with the bottles on the streets? Kim is a remarkably patient man.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffiti.
Okay.
The box seems happy.
Good.
Shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Fuck this mailbox is what it says on it.
The mail collection box seems cathartic. Thankfully,
What?
even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
Delightful. That, padding a mailbox improves morale. Why, God knows, I have a pet mailbox at home, too. Each bottle is like a grain of sand on the beach of life. You just gotta pick 'em up one at a time and put 'em down. And Kuno's gonna have a fucking heart attack. Is he now? Poor Kuno. He is literally gonna fucking cark it. Sad to be Kuno. An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. Thank you, game. Thank you. Fuck are these folks doing? Are they playing bocce? Oh, look at this shit. Humanitarian aid. Uh-huh. Humanitarian aid. I don't know, man. I have my suspicions about the humanitarian aid. Oh, the stoicism vid when? Some point, trademark. I don't know whether or not I want to do it as a stream or not. Can I get into this trash bin? I would like to find your bottles, man. Ooh, fingerless gloves. Hell yeah, dude. Let's put on some fingerless gloves. Yeah, now we're fucking rocking the hobo aesthetic. Let's go. Water lock out of order until Wednesday. Rip. Butter sign down. Also rip.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
Uh-huh.
The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open, and thus out of order. Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it. Goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' diets.
You once kicked that mailbox. I assume it cost you a morale point.
It's an acquired taste.
How is goat butter an acquired taste? It's literally just churned goat milk, dude. Imagine
Judging by
feta
the
but
size of
spreadable.
the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Look at the crater.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The black marks on the roof indicate that the
35
vehicle
kph is pretty
vaulted
slow, dude.
from the crater to the roof of the shack. The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal.
Oh.
The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge.
This fucking car is on some ninja shit.
Within the past 72 hours. Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
Model of the Phantom vehicle.
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22.
Alright, let's go.
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires
Soon,
frequently found on
trademark.
that motor carriage.
Goat milk tastes like toys. Well, forgive me for having so many brain cells when I was a little child that I did not immediately chew on every single object in my near vicinity such that I actually have the flavor of toys imprinted into my brain. And furthermore, what kind of toys? Was it like Bratz dolls? Was it Legos? If so, how did you not die swallowing the little pieces? Where am I going with this? Stuffed animals. Was it like the lint from the stuffed animals? Did you like take your Pikachu doll and just give it a lick right up its fucking face? Licking across its beady little eyes. Ooh, the taste of toy.
The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers.
Lead-painted train set. Sweet.
Very sturdy. but
Lead-painted
light
Pikachu
motor
doll.
carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump.
Fisher-Price playset, fair enough.
The Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long. You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Any theories about what happened here? What kind of car do you think it was?
Let's say Capri
That's
40.
quite likely, from what I can tell. Oh. We are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
We should take the task.
If we must.
Kim, we test your patience, but it's okay. Oh, yes, the backyard wall. We can now go there. Hey, hold on a second. Let's look at that map again. I guess we're right here on the Martinez waterfront. Which is where exactly? I guess we go around in a loop like this, I guess? Okay. Interesting. What does this read? Oh my god, Sergeant Stoner shows up late and announces his lateness. Don't worry, Stoner, we forgive you for being late. I get it. My friend Barry is stuck on the other side. Oh no. What does this say? Helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Ah, got you. So this is where the drawbridge is at. A good gift from the people of Messine. Oh boy. Is that a fact? Can I sleep on the bench yet?
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench.
We can sit on bench.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need.
Okay. I guess we address this issue.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
It's still locked? Okay. Right, we're still looking, though. Bottle! I see! I see a bottle. I take the bottle. See a bottle? Take a bottle. Ooh, more boxes. We love boxes. Boxes contain bottles. Also, greasy-ass white tank tops, sure.
A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie, but a goldie.
Why? Why do you have to hurt me like this, game? Or whoever wrote this fucking word. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was supposed to be pronounced Yemsk. But anyways. And they tried to just, transliterate it phonetically.
Not many people outside of Grad, and Revachol West too, it appears.
Hot Wheels had a smokiness to them, like paprika. Oh, God. Earthman, stop. No. Have I heard of Ridley Scott's Raised by Wolves? No. Next question. Why do you ask?
Estache Raiko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time. An old case for my precinct. A couple of Jim's migrants saw Estache Raiko stopped in the street, painted just like
I liked his
this.
pronunciation better of Ijimsk.
Murdered the driver on the spot. They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The James community protested the trial, flying the banners of some old king or whatever. 5,000 came to protest.
Uh-huh. So they are trying to make like some sort of weird, like Slavic allegory.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that. 4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Let's just leave it at that. A bottle. I see a bottle. Yes! Come here to me, glorious, soon-to-be wealth. Whatever. Let's leave that alone. I don't know if it'll force us into a situation that I can't really backpedal out of. For now, let's just continue around this oblique bullshit I'm working with. Which is to say the map design, because it does come off as a bit weird at times. 3 T's, how idiomatic. Magnesium, okay, cool. We're just finding drugs in the trash now. Our Play-Doh was also homemade, so it tasted less like plastic, but was still quite salty and savory. Well, okay, look, everyone's fucking tried to taste Play-Doh. Glue. Glue is where we draw the line. Okay, let's interact with the machina.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says...
Excuse me, I have the tear bag,
10
but no
cents.
tear. Can I still use the tear machine? Lol. I only have $6 now. How am I whatever. Hobocop it is. You remember chewing a piece of gum for so long the dye came off, somewhat burned my mouth. What kind of gum were you chewing? Am I planning on making Molotovs again? We don't talk about that first time, guys. Or the times before that first time that you don't know about. But I digress. Okay. No matter. So, where do I go from here? I guess let's talk to you, bud.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
What do I see in his eyes? Snake eyes!
Ease into it.
Close enough.
Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
I'm okay, man. Just the jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames and the dull engines off.
It's not a Molotov. My beer was just getting cold. I was trying to warp it up. Jeez. Juicy fruit. Arsenic gum. Yeah, I don't know, like, what kind of dyed juicy fruit you were chewing on. Who did you get it from, and was it... Are you sure it was juicy fruit?
Maybe the full-on direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and not...
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now.
Do you
Why
finance
for a
those
while?
other addictions with drug trafficking? Yahaha.
Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull...
Entrapment is a practice whereby an officer of the law induces a person to commit a criminal offense that the person would have otherwise been unlikely to commit, usually through some trickery, persuasion, or fraud.
Then what's your deal here?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
I mean, you're probably right.
Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
A rhymesmith? This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence and way of speaking.
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We
Fair
can't
enough.
say he's lying, sire.
Hit him with your best verse. Just do the Jesus Christ rap.
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like...
A mirror's temperature is always 0. It is ice in the veins. Its camera is an
Whoa.
X-ray.
What else?
It's a chalice held out to you in silent
Silent
communion.
That's good.
Where gaspingly you partake of a shifting identity never your own.
Dang.
How's this
That's
rhyming?
some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
Just a vessel for the muse.
Right. But really, no bullshit. That's great stuff. I sort of want to know if it's yours.
Don't really
No
know.
matter. Great verse is like that sometimes. Ephemeral. You might not look it. Seems you have some literary chops. Maybe there's hope for me yet. Just messing with you. It's cool. You're an okay guy. For a cop. They're
For a
more
cop.
often into fists than rhymes, see? Let alone honesty in verse.
Alright, Maury, you enjoy the rest of your night. I'm gonna keep plugging away at this. I mean, there's real easy ways to find out what it actually tastes like, none of which are recommended.
Well, you've given me some hope, I guess.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
Okay. Cool enough. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. You have some weird cargo.
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes, smelling of strangers' body odors.
Literate blue-collar workers. You'd be surprised how many of those there actually are, contrary to what the establishment wants you to think about them.
These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
What accent are we going for here? Are we going for Filipino, Chinese, or East Indian? Which one is it, guy? Like, what is this accent?
Save the economy? That sounds off.
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco. Look around, officer. You see all these premium goods just sitting there, not getting bought? We've got to keep the flow of goods moving. Is this really the economy we want to leave to our children?
What?
That's good, officer. That's exactly what the economy wants you to do.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places.
Generic sweatshop worker accent.
The box smells like
Dude,
cat piss.
what would that
Or
even
a
sound
poor
like?
person with no money.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first-hand, buy second-hand. Keep the economy moving.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces.
Uh-huh.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
I will buy the windbreaker.
Gotta prepare for springtime, right?
Delightful. Love to see it. We'll put it on even. Oh yeah, look at that thing. It's so ugly. +1 composure, -1 shivers. But now we're keeping the esprit de corps on because, I mean, we still have the necktie, but we want to show off the necktie. And I spent enough time in the Middle East to recognize the accent of Slav. I mean, yeah. Slave is what you were going for. I understand. Find the traffic hooligan. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da. This set of tracks is still not made available to me, which is interesting. Well, let's talk to this
You
gent
see a
proper.
Samuran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin.
Well,
The
yes, that
name
is true
Sid
too. It's why you
is
get the term
embroidered over his
slavery,
breast
yes.
pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here. Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
You're cool.
Very cool.
Uh-huh.
Bang, 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 bang.
He makes finger guns.
You
It
feel
goes
a
bang,
twitch
bang,
in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
Oh, whip him out.
Don't shoot, officer. Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown?
A shakedown.
Good one, officer. You're a funny guy. Now, what can I do for you?
Give me your money, I need money.
Then fire away, officer.
Thought gained finger pistols 9mm. Okay, what's this gonna do for me? Because this is funny. Do we put any thought into finger pistols? Because it gives us a temporary -2 to savoir faire. Do we really want to research finger gunning? Let's take a pass, maybe. Ha 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 ha. Yes, yes, Gunny, yes, yes.
Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
Oh god, he wants you to whip out your dick for him. Oh no. Right here in public? How bold of you, sir.
No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale. Anything you want, 50% off.
But did he first mark them up 100%, just so that he could put them on sale? Yes, it's a business secret. Let him keep it.
We all know what's going on here.
I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board.
Uh-huh.
Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits, just economic freedom. Take a look around.
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom. That's right. Revachol is the best place for an independent self-employer like myself. That's why it's so cool with all the models coming here and cool celebrities.
What a character.
Anything for you. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All
Is he, though?
Revachol.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Don't fret, let him answer.
That's right, officer. But it's a bad scene for business there. Too many regulations. Extremely bad for an independent local entrepreneur. Hey, why not support this local entrepreneur? You can start by buying a pair of sexy pants or cool sunglasses. Maybe some macaroni?
Dude is fucking ace.
You mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out.
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
Wow.
No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy.
Is he
Wait.
though?
Humanex. Humanitarian aid.
What?
A convincing performance. Bravo.
Look, officer, I'm just a retailer. You'd have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply chain. That's how the game works.
Interesting.
Well then.
Start with a little
Ace.
compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? An investment? What kind of investment?
Invest in me, a highly experimental human being. My risk-reward ratio is insane. Ooh, how do we want to do this? Do we just go straight for the threat? Let's keep stroking the business ego.
Fair point. You can't have a successful business without a loyal customer base. How much is your loyalty worth?
Oh, so that's where we were going with this.
But officer, I don't have that kind of money. There's got to be a more modest invest. 10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
That's not where I thought this was gonna go. Okay, so I fleeced the guy for $10, I guess. Anyway, let's add some bottles on top of that $10.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small...
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun.
Yum.
Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably directly...
A UV
These
magnifier.
are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material, very cool. UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and... Very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture.
Uh-huh.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All is blue. Alright. But these actually make your vision worse. It's like literally being underwater.
Delightful.
Wow, officer. You look so cool. And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste. But you found them.
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrowed in a thorough examination. It's a case to him.
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
Try them on.
Abort. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit your face. You can feel them itching your nose and chafing against your brow.
Damn, officer. You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret.
Jesus Christ, this guy's
practically made
excellent.
for
I love
you.
this guy.
I'll let you have them for 2 real and 50 cents.
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes. It's going to be very difficult
Thank
for
you,
anyone to take
electrochemistry.
you seriously with these things on your face.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
I like those sunglasses.
No, I can't. We can't walk around with you looking like this. Okay, fine. Go ahead. If you want to look like a walking midlife crisis, then who am I to interfere?
Oh my god, it's so good. +1 electrochemistry, -1 to logic. Shades of self-destruction. Sunglasses, sub-insulintic rendezvous. +1 Inland Empire. What does Inland Empire do for me again? Like, as a thing. Where were you? Inland Empire. Hunches and gut feelings. I mean, nah, we're not doing a psyche build, unfortunately.
A good starter pair, officer. And when you're ready to upgrade, come back and see me.
Delightful.
Yes?
Hold on, what happens if I put on the sunglasses?
Yes?
Oh, he doesn't have any dialogue options for me putting on the stupid ass sunglasses. What's in here?
You see 2 lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra series.
I can see you with taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
Inspect
Pair
the sneakers.
Of found ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole.
Those
Nice.
sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
Only? That's madness. Found ultra. Wear the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine?
Inspect
These
the
once
sneakers.
respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable found ultras atop them. A small heat emboss on the veneer reads, "Solidarity aid from the People's Republic of Samara." The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
Doesn't anyone want
These,
those
officer?
speakers?
These speakers are Samaran garbage.
Are they, though?
I'm ashamed to even use them for props. Don't waste your time on them.
We're doing our best, AWL. We're doing our best.
Samaran trash. That sounds like they're from the Samaran People's Republic, produced under the dictatorship of the proletariat.
Can't I just buy the sad conquered Samaran
No
speakers?
way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk.
But I need some speakers.
Well, if you want them, but see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go?
I love
I
this
can't leave
dialogue,
premium
Shade. This
lifestyle
guy's so
sneakers
good.
On the ground. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
Damn, so you have to buy the sneakers first.
Rip. Well, this has in no way helped me to actually figure out who's at the bottom of whatever. The drug trafficking. Guess we'll have to look a bit harder.
Evening, officers.
Man on waterlock.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
Do you know what caused this
I wasn't here
wreckage?
to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
Is he an Aussie?
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Can I have some of that salami? Point at his food.
Sure thing.
It is salty. It is savory.
Thank you,
It
a
is
health
chewy.
point returned.
The hangover only makes the salami more tasty.
No monies, Sag.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Yeah, see? He's a bro. He takes the salami. Wait, that sounds wrong. Hey, buddy, you're a bro. Would you take my salami for me? Oh, no.
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Cool.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed Samaran butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Pull the lever,
Pull
Gronk.
the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Push it harder.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position.
Let's not, though.
You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal.
It really
Some
does,
other way.
doesn't it, Stoner? All right there,
Wasn't there a
AWL.
sign
You
over
enjoy.
there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Well, well, well. Oh, we can enter this shack. I do also need to get myself something to drink because I am starting to grow thirsty slowly. Antique cash register.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in
There is a
bright blue
lot
uniforms.
here to just
All
go
are
through.
stern and unyielding in their duty. Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse. A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider. The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend.
Oh,
about
this...
a man who rides the
He's
streets
very
of
energetic,
Revachol
chap.
sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head.
Yeah, as I was saying it, I'm like, oh god, this is a Kibbsism. But it still exited my lips anyway, so I suppose I just have to deal with that now.
50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
He lost his cap when he lost his head. Perhaps he's looking for the head.
Sure, let's do
Did
it.
I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
Very good. Close the water lock on Wednesday. Okay. Cool. We just have the Headless Phone Rider. Not sure what it's going to do for me, but we have it. Does it truly pay to be a scrounger? Who knows?
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved.
Yeah,
and
they're
well
really
traveled.
increasing. They really
Chipped,
are.
dented. They stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape. Is the Harman Welshie W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
That's
Well,
odd.
yeah.
Why doesn't he like music?
Here's a good one, that.
Okay. What's
Typical
this?
Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Where'd you get
It
this?
was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
How would it now? What I'm looking for is the gun I sold to you.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hyundai burning. The antlers
Wow.
on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing blue eyes are familiar.
Cool, we don't care about the t-shirt, we want to know about our gun.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
So, what is this game about? Well, you drank yourself into to the point of amnesia, and now you have to go solve the murder of a man who was hanged, and left on a tree he was hanged from for 4 days before it was reported, and you're there to figure out the situation. You're a cop, but you had a breakdown, and now you can't remember shit.
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Yeah.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people
The glow
looking
stick
for
broke.
a deal,
Womp womp.
people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug, maybe.
Probably.
Entertained. He might be high. If he is, on what?
Oh, let's find out.
Feeling warm and enthralled
There's the
by
boxcars.
movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness.
Wow, that's
It
some
has
hard shit.
psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Ooh.
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. I've had to take it, you know, since the People's Pile cleanup. I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade.
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile.
Did a nuke go off in this
So
city?
much disappointment and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. No one's. Everyone's.
Okay.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
Damn. So it wasn't a nuke. It was a dirty reactor. I mean, it is pretty interesting. Like, there's no combat. All of the game just focus on these, like, dialogue checks. But it does have its limits, and I'm starting to grow weary of some of them a little bit.
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but... I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you ordered
that's
a
bad.
couple days back.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig. which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive.
It's not the artist,
but
is
I
it?
was just happy to get rid of it. And of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it? You're right that she could cast aspersions on the Force. We have to find her.
Where can I
My
find this body?
apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was
Damn
coming
it.
from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Of course.
Well, turns out we really did pawn the gun. Got so bloody wasted, we pawned our own gun off.
Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop, and then moving on.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
He shakes his head, slowly.
Mm-hmm. Let's not become a drug addict. Cop without a gun, LeMayo, that sucks. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, like, what can we conceivably pawn? Like, we don't really have anything in our inventory yet. Do we? We can sell the handkerchief.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside.
Okay, well, we'll deal with that later. I don't want to do all that reading right now. We are trying to advance some quests forward. Buy full found gear. Jesus Christ. Interrogate the drivers about the smuggling. How many more drivers are there, though? Well, I know you're one of them. I mean, okay, let's try her again.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you? Never mind. I remember now.
Uh-oh.
I'm still stuck in that traffic.
Hello there,
in
Timo.
the
How you
50s.
doing? Welcome back. When
Back
else
in
would you be then?
During the time of the revolution.
Oh
The
boy.
side walls and
La
cafes are
revolución.
filled with the young people.
I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero. Until you came along, that is.
Sorry to
I
interrupt.
wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the mine behind the Black Sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a
Lol.
petrostate,
I did
a
notice you did made a
constitutional
change.
monarchy, and as of recently,
Making
an
life a
outcast
lot
due
easier.
to its tilt
Although I'd
to
have
the
still just
far
called
right.
you Timo. I mean, look at Chestnut over here. Like his name, like he's literally in the chat right above you. Chestnut. Okay, let's actually try to read this out. Cassante ratione legis cessat ipsa lex. I'm not gonna fucking pronounce that every single time, so it's just Chestnut.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
What are you hauling?
Diamonds? Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Yes, yes, yes.
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
Fair.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Han Hermione.
If it works. I mean, on a Discord that I know I moderate on. Yeah, I changed his name over to Chestnut out of spite. He also goes by the moniker of Doggo Mountain Man.
Bad Hand, Hermenegildos's bad hand, strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
She's just a distracted old woman.
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best communers around. I drive goods no one else
Is she
would.
now?
Lomonosov's Land, Udajnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain, the Transcatolia Magistral, you for 1A, Adestradas du Mirador, all the good ones, the deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly. Irmao, I already am dust. What do I need drugs for, Loman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
What are you on about?
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary, the great unrest.
Then what were you getting?
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
Why would I want to do that?
The liberation of the spirit and body.
Loman, what in the name of God are you talking about? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat. the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grad, Loman?
I don't know, that's why I'm
It's
asking.
diamonds, Loman, obviously. Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's
Wow,
correct.
sketched out woman.
There is no visibility of any of the others.
Diamonds are good for you, Loman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
Jesus
Where do
Christ.
you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
What a weird bitch.
Scab?
Call me mañana.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Where'd they
It's
all come
me.
from?
Somewhere in the ground, I think.
Who was this mañana person again?
Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to Scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
Scared of what or who? The government, obviously. Just take a look at the modern day, but I digress.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Well then, back with pasta, not Play-Doh. Interesting choice there, Arthman. Interesting choice. Extra garlic, red pepper seasoning, basil, and smoked paprika. I like to call it basil. People make fun of me for it. They can suck my nuts. Oh my fucking god. Kuno showed up in chat. Kuno doesn't eat pasta. Kuno's cool like that. Christ alive. Do I look like an HDB to you? What is my stream schedule and when do I normally start? I was looking earlier and forgot to now. Yeah, I should really put it in the channel banner, but stream schedule going forward, and I did miss this Monday due to work catching me out of the blue, and just I wiped myself out finishing a job in one day that was supposed to be done in two. But I digress. So going forward, I'm doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Is the schedule I'd like to keep myself to. If there's like some sort of random stream that pops up in between, or even earlier on those days, that is just going to be a bit of extra, or I'll somehow make a post about it on the channel ahead of time, or the day of, whichever it happens to be. But we're trying to stick to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife? The little boy had it good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine. What happened? I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, we're advancing not quite the quest I wanted to, but we're advancing a quest. That's the way to say it, though. Yeah, it's Basil, not Basil. Let's put it this way. Last summer, I did nothing with the channel because, well, next to nothing. Because I worked for 3 months with only 5 days worth of break across 3 months. I had a fat chunk of change. Well, relatively speaking for the job I do. I've had to be coasting on it since the summer ended, but, well, that's just the painting lifestyle. Summer is your... them's the money months. Breaks you can ill afford.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cop's in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes. It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into
Of course the
material
union
science,
guy's
just
wearing
what
a
comes off.
beret. Of course he's wearing a beret.
How does it come off?
Yep. Ooh, you're doing insulation. I do not envy you. I do not envy you. That stuff is itchy as fuck. No matter how much fucking protection you wear, it always finds a way to get underneath your lower layer of clothes. Also, typically where you have to be installing it, it's pretty fucking hot work from what I understand. And not in the sexy sort of hot way.
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least.
What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armored too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though.
I think this is foreshadowing.
Than getting them off.
The forbidden cotton candy. Fun stuff, yeah. Winter months ain't bad, though. Yep. It tastes nothing like cotton candy, so I hear. No. After all of the toys you ate as a child, it's allowing you to identify the taste of toys. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, you know, you've tasted insulation. You actually tried the forbidden cotton candy, Arthman. You can't lie to me. Had a mouthful a few times. I believe you. So, on the level, how much PPE do you actually wear? Any proper masking? P100s? Higher? Although, I can't imagine why you would need anything higher than a P100 mask to do insulation. But either way. Or do you just do it without the insulation? Or without the mask? I didn't eat them, I sampled them for science, as a toddler. And so you did too with the insulation in your walls.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
Uh-huh.
Oh, good, good. What matters do you want to discuss with Everard? So mysterious, so intriguing. Either way, I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's all so simple, why don't the strikebreakers just go up the stairs?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini Supremus is there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be...
He's a chatty. Wants to talk about the strike too. Just can't break the command structure and tell you now.
Fair enough, fair enough. But are there any bottles up here? What is this? In case of strike, press button behind guard. Lol. We'll leave that shithead alone. I'm trying to deal with truckers first, rather than strikers. Then we have a rabble-rouser shithead. Who are you? Are you a trucker? You'd best be a trucker, my man.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
I'll do the same.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much
Let
harder
him
for
vent.
everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Don't even like cotton candy? How can you just not like sugar? Like, it is just sugar. That's all it is. Usually just do an N95 type. Really? Is that enough for fiberglass? Because, I mean, you're working with fiberglass insulation. I fucking doubt you're putting in wood chips into people's roofs. Unless they piss you off and don't pay you enough. You breathe in the insulation in preparation for winter, of course. Yes, to insulate you from the coof. After all, if there's insulation coating your lungs, there's no way for the coof to latch on, is there? Sometimes the fumes are the only thing making the job tolerable. You're not saying that by the time you get home. I know that now. Well, now it's a bit too late. You should have thought about that when you were a toddler. Sucks, kid. Sucks.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
I was quite picky as a child. Only the finest of Fisher-Price pocket knives for me to chew on. I wouldn't put any of that second-grade Lego known as Mega Blocks in my mouth. Oh no. Only the stuff that comes from Europe, you see. But still doesn't like cotton candy. I know, it's a travesty. It's literal sugar. Well, technically fructose, but whatever.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Rivachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Finger pistols at the lieutenant!
Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but...
Really? It's just
workers
that
are on
obvious?
strike, so,
Okay.
it's a sit and wait
Come
for
on,
your
game, really?
situation. The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
I mean, okay, Mega Bloks did things differently. Like, was it the Dragon sets that Mega Bloks did? I think it was. Those were cool. Like, they had really shit terrain, though. In order to, like, pose any of, like, the, little, I guess, meeples that they had, that you could pose. Like, they had some cool designs, but some of the sets didn't leave a lot of room for you to put stuff on, and a lot of that shit really didn't fit very well together. And it was so tough in order to make, like, castle walls or anything in any appreciable fashion. But in terms of, like, pre-made stuff, it was pretty decent. I think my favorite one of those sets was the, Viking longship looking thing. That was, like, the set that I had as a kid. I think we ended up tossing that one, though. I'm offended by that outrageous accent. Okay.
Apples?
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Yeah, apples? I take it you had other questions? Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
Smell of booze and
you
cigarettes,
know where
dude.
that shit comes from? Sarah Mirizza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector.
I mean...
They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
If you know anything about... if you know anything about West Coast drug trade in America, then, where's the lie? Well, I mean... There's more to it than just that, but, again, just look into the Vancouver model of, money laundering. Just take a quick little peek. Just look at it. Oh, Connects, though. Connects was excellent. Those things were great.
He eyes you warily. unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then,
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
there was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some keep boys smashed
I mean,
his
like, they're
fucking
making this guy into a
damn near
caricature.
Everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the Whirling in Rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's a kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not
Uh-huh.
road to science,
Yeah, okay.
man. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry.
No shit.
His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood.
God.
He's your man, alright?
Ugh.
100%.
Oh, you've gotten got an interview with the union. Well, I wish you luck. Hopefully better wages and all of that fancy shit. And especially good luck with dealing with the bureaucratic bullshit and the fucking incestuous nature of unions these days.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
I can't believe that this entire chain of talk to the lorry drivers was just one circular fucking quest chain of talk to the drug guy first, talk to the lady, then talk to this guy, then go back and talk to Sealang. Otherwise, the option to call Sealang a lorry driver doesn't exist.
Guess so. It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Not sheep, ostriches. Actually, neither ostriches or sheep bury their heads in the sand.
Ostriches,
It's just
nor.
the saying.
Nor.
I'm not the only one. Look, I've read books. The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. Oh? Go right ahead. You may be a cop, but that won't help you avoid the calamity to come.
Lieutenant Kitsaraga's stern expression remains unchanged. Not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks, wriggled out of it.
Well then. A little bit pedantic and inevitable. Let's talk to our boy Sealang over here.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Well, I'll take your word on it.
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent.
Christ alive.
Tasty, tasty drugs. That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I'm
Cool
not a lorry driver.
narc.
I'm
Jesus
just a street
Christ.
vendor. I don't know anything about that.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right?
Yes,
I
it's the
bet
fat
him.
racist.
He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
I mean, you work less ethically than him, certainly. He hasn't open a humanitarian aid box to sell on the
So you
fucking
admit
street.
you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm...
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that? Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd! You know, the drug crowd?
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd.
It was
that
that crowd. Also, let's add a bit of points here. What do I want to invest in? I guess we'll go for some esprit de corps. Accept and move on. I don't have any more, do I? Yeah.
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and ask him there. After we've called his boss.
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady. I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
He's not ruling her out.
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who
We're
exactly
cool,
is
bud. We're
talking
cool,
about
bud.
this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
We're cool,
All
bud.
right.
Sealang, I like
Nice
you. You're
score.
cool.
Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Okay. It's funny when you're a bad guy. Well, we weren't being a bad guy per se. Who's a bad guy here? This certainly isn't me. Me, a bad guy? Nah. No way. Okay.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out tool,
I don't think I can really do much here then. It is 8:45 p.m. I wonder when that guy is going to want to go to sleep. Also, Kuno! You in here? Yeah, Kuno, you're in here. You lied to me, Kuno.
Kuno care? So? Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello.
Look, pig, Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
I'll remember this, Kuno.
You got fucked. You got fucked, pig. Fucked bad. Of course you're gonna remember this. Now get the fuck out of here, griefing the Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno doesn't.
Uh-huh. Okay. You don't even have anything to say. I don't even want to talk to you. Just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy. Casually committing war crimes as a cop. Not quite yet, but close. Wait, what the heck? Also, books out in the rain, just... Yeah, okay, sure, bud. Well, anyways, back to the active. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hold on. Find out who's the lady driver and where's her lorry. Hi-ho, back to the circular bullshit we go. And let's talk to this man right up here. Oh, Christ.
Make way for the master poet. I don't want to talk about that. I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
She's the one who purchased my gun, isn't she? It's the Geneva suggestion. Always has been. Sort of like UN doesn't actually stand for United Nations, it just stands for... uppity nuisance. 22 days of war crimes.
A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Died. It was
Oh
violet
no.
when she got here. Blue before she went.
It's the toxic colors.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't...
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you. She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
It's the fucking artist. It's the artist on the balcony.
She shared this with you?
Yes. which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind. The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her. Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Wait, this guy says they're friends, then acquaintances, and he's okay with others ratting her out?
Ooh, this is a good one, okay.
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too. Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
Well, for now we'll leave him alone. I think we can pressure him later if necessary. Because at least has a guilty conscience.
I don't know what you're talking about. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock. Controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit.
Of course, it's always an organized crime outfit. Every time. I can tell you it's true. I saw the guy reach for his gun, so I shot him 3 more times.
Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorryman and Carter's Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns, and I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Maybe it was good putting that point in esprit de corps. This was...
Be
I like
careful.
this.
This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him. The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is How does it look on your resume?
What do you think we're doing right now, runt? We're outside talking. There's some kind of homo thing?
Okay, that's enough, detective. That's enough. Let's just go and ask Tommy, alright? We are wasting...
Or you could look around. Find this guy's cabin. Check all the lorries. It's scary when cops are snooping in your things, no?
It was a poor check. Whatever. Wait, can we actually?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about a large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. It is a seal of Royalist-era Revachol. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into a book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Elmdale.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he...
There he is, in front of Peter, smoking.
Well, I mean, that was relatively easy, I suppose. Let's talk to the woman. Maybe she'll be able to do something for us.
The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head swaying to the music, her eyes looking at nothing.
Huh? What is it? What do you want? Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
Well, aren't
The
you?
woman's malevolent cackling fills the roundabout.
I'm a lady that you are Gabriel Buenguerro. Only in dreams.
Why did that give me a morale debuff? Like, are you fucking shitting me?
I'm only terrifying to small children, and to those who used to know me.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around? Oh, Sim.
Okay, I guess we're pressuring Tommy. Really didn't want to have to do it to the guy, but I guess we're pressuring Tommy.
Make way for the master poet. What? But I told you she's my friend. Please don't make me give her up, detective. Get someone else. There's a ton of drivers here. I thought you were a different kind of cop. Here.
The keys to a motor lorry. Pretty complex. Looks like a chain.
Her lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there.
When did she leave?
Last Friday. No. I don't know. She left them to me. Because she trusted me. So I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks.
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in to get the machines moving.
If they break in, they would find what's hidden inside. Something incriminating.
I bet you are.
Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I know it was hard, but you did the right thing.
You don't really think so?
I really do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the RCM. Take care, sir.
Well, poor guy. If we would have been able to do the tough guy act on Chuckle Nuts up there, it would have been a different matter, but oh well. How did I have a feeling that this thing would somehow turn into a quest item?
A to Z Contemporain is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our
Well,
men
well,
pointed
well.
to.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and 2 steering levers. You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just... The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
Interesting.
One particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy with a hint of amberette wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. The remnants.
Well,
of a
let's try to
sweet
use our
juniper
autism
scented
to our
perfume.
benefit.
Probably grenade number 5.
I mean, no, it was supposed to be granat, if you wanted to pronounce it that way. It's grenade number 5. It's what it
The
is.
actress is draped in a sheath dress.
Jesus
one
Christ.
of her shoulders bared. The faded
There are some
remains
real
of
voice
an
acting
autograph
quirks.
run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death. She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Check the
You
pedals.
wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver.
Fun.
But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
To get rid of fingerprints. Nice.
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Oh, or that.
Sandpaper? A novel technique? Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
Women, shake your head always up to something.
We've identified one of the footprints, but there are still 7 to go.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed. Likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
What about Speed Freaks FM?
No, that's on 78.9.
God,
I
his ass.
happen to have committed the frequency to memory. I have no problem admitting that. For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV.
Yep.
Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
I really enjoy the moments in this game so far where you're actually doing this investigation shit. When you actually have to go around talking to people, it's boring as hell. but because all you're doing here is just sitting passively, waiting as an audiobook is read out to you. But like the writing concerning the criminal investigation elements, like the crime scene elements, that's fascinating. I like the way they did this here.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Petit Ferique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
I mean, where's the lie there, Chestnut? Where's the lie?
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolkit slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well-funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
Yep.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may
military frequencies, my dude.
Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation, but somehow I doubt that Evrard Clare would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose.
Very good.
My suggestion is we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
Yes.
In short, this is a future angle, possibly a good one.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Is it, though?
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Okay,
we should
fine.
return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over.
Cool. Cool. Good stuff. Okay, let's just put this back for now. Is that a bottle? Oh my god, I think that's a bottle. Oh, I think it's a bottle. Oh, it's not a bottle. Oh, I thought it was a bottle. I was so happy for a second, but it's not a bottle. Sadness. Like the Predator 1 sending data and Claire, like, look, I don't know, maybe it's some sort of, scrambling frequency, perhaps. You never know. This lady looks sketch as fuck. Really fucking sketch.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? Yes. And will you start an official investigation?
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
I mean, yes, she is a woman, but she's also really sketchy after the conversation we had with her
earlier. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands. Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Oh, wouldn't that be a shame?
Since you are sharing land, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Hilarious.
Absolutely not. These mercenaries...
All right there,
muscle,
unkindly.
pure and
You
simple.
enjoy your night.
They're meant to intimidate the union.
I should be
into
finishing
surrendering.
up in about a half hour as well. Although, I might want to also end the stream a bit earlier, because I also went fucking hard in the paint. Literally, as opposed to the figurative drinking. Like, literally, I was painting all day today. So I might want to cash in after finishing up this conversation with, RPA Bun over here. We're calling her RPA Bun. Because she speaks with, like, an accent that tries to be RPA, but isn't quite RPA. And she wears her hair in this monstrous bun. Like some weird Victorian headmistress in a school.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
Well, they lost one of their own guys, of course
They
it
wear
would be.
ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Let me put it like this. I had to look at vehicle encryption for a contract. I think the boys heard my sigh/grunt anywhere they were in the hangar. Uh-oh. I mean, okay, yeah, technically like that, but when people introduce themselves as military contractors, they typically mean people who do programming or people who actually do some sort of mechanical work. Like, painting aircraft, for example.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
But it could have been so lucrative, Gunny. So lucrative. I mean, it's stable. That's why our boy Strato's going back to it. But I digress.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Ah, no shit.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some or all of the Union militants.
I have to say, this is not disco. I'm gonna say it.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
Hey man, as long as it works, I know, right?
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Lol.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
Yum.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
Wait, we're still using muzzle loaders? Holy shit.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath. Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Okay.
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as
The
far
plot
as
thickens.
private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
The inflection on guarding facilities was like, guarding facilities. Like, it's a facility where you manufacture guarding? No. Like, she should have just said, guarding facilities. See the way that flows. Guarding facilities as opposed to guarding facilities. Like, what is it? Is it like, flashing? Are they producing flashing in these facilities? Is it like a rain-proofing, a rain guarding facilities? What are we talking about here?
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes, all the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands.
No, please, it's
Yesut. Reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP now?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel. I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Deceased
Or he
assaulted a
didn't.
woman.
This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it. The remaining contractors, their tribunal, it's what they believe. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
I wonder if it's possible to just, like, make this game move forward in time without actually ever doing anything.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
They manufacture clone guards. Oh, boy.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the
With
gates.
with 2 million more
Supposedly,
well on
the
their
colonel
way.
was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe. If you mean did I see him alive, yes. But I did not know him. Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one. One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
Here, let's put some points into something. I don't know. Let's level up Inland Empire. I think that's a promising avenue.
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own.
Did
In
it
a way,
now?
it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't
Yep,
recommend
of course.
seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth.
I have a weird feeling we're
They
gonna
don't
get
have
shot
the
at
same
some
respect
point.
for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes, ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Yum.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
One must be at the harbor gates, causing trouble, directing strike breakers, perhaps. You can hear the sounds of the ruckus coming from there all the time.
Ooh.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
Kick, 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 kick.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask. Of course. Excuse my hesitation.
Okay, tattoos time.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago. The sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Okay.
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad.
Well,
this
that's
is
cute.
a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it. Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this. Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world.
It's a world full of islands, by the way.
New world.
There are no real massive continents. It's just islands upon islands upon islands. Is what I'm gathering from all of this.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Vredefort? Vredefort has a military academy. The Semines Islands saw a recent conflict. In Revachol, he was executed.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
Like, I mean, the world building is actually nice and subtle. It doesn't force it down your throat. Except whenever you start getting a bit close to topics of racism in this game, at which point it becomes a bit ham-fisted. Like, that conversation with the racist truck driver, it wasn't terribly subtle, you might notice. It is an archipelago world, by my understanding, yes.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
I am relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Money. Nah, let's not be that much of a scrounger. Alright, conversation with
We
Kim
should think
then.
about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. You should take care of that, Dang. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
And we'll just casually saunter back. And, you know, it's actually a bit fitting that we'd ended up back in a... I don't know, is it even worth talking to this bitch? Again.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you
Jesus,
this
she's
one.
so fucking
Saw
insufferable.
a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Look cute as hell.
Uh-oh.
If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time. Piggy, I have no idea why I just told you that. You look like a shaggy dog left in the rain for too long. I have a weakness for animals.
Okay, you're still insufferable, but, like, at the very least, you're a dog person. Is how I'll choose to interpret that. Oh well. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Let's get back into the shop or whatever. Call it a night, as it were. Low on morale, put points into volition. Son, I'd love to. Did the game just crash? Okay, it did not just crash. We'll make a save here, though, before we actually talk with What's-His-Face, because there seems to be a disco going on. And we like the disco. Alright, and with that out of the way, it's 15 minutes to midnight my time, which is just a good enough a place as any to end things off. It's an interesting game. I'm looking forward to see how the story unfolds, though it is so incredibly dialogue heavy. At the very least, I don't have to read it out loud. Disco time. Not quite yet. That'll be in a week's time from now. Oh, because that's the other thing, Timo. You were asking about the streaming schedule. Wednesdays is what I'm going to be devoting to Disco Elysium for the time being, up until I either finish it or get bored of it, whichever comes first, although I'll probably just end up finishing it. Fridays I think are going to be a bit of a wild card day. Might be Risk of Rain 2 again, might be something else, depends on what I'm feeling. And Mondays I'm, for now at least, trying to do either Star Sector, or I'll consider Battle Brothers. Starting that up for the first time and seeing where things take us. But until such a time, until Friday, that will be all for today's stream. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us on this humble little stream. And, hold on, we gotta get onto the dance floor just for, like, the final little thing. Gotta get onto the dance floor. And start running in circles, turning in circles. Okay. Anyway, chat. I'm gonna wish everyone here a good night. I'll see you all on some sort of cosmic battlefield, and as always, my name has been Smastian, and I hope you have a good one. Cheers.